Since we're all talking about leaving Twitter again, can I bring back the idea of migrating to LinkedIn and Moss and just totally destroying the professional vibe over there? Ooh, that sounds like a lot of fun. I need to learn how to use LinkedIn though. I have one. Have I ever actually used it? No. Thinking about how in Korean traditional theater, there is a monster called Yangno, which eats rich people, and if it eats 100 of them, it gets to go to heaven. This is what we should all aspire to be. We should all be like this monster creature. A man who had a few too many alcoholic beverages ordered an Uber for a baby goldfinch that he found struggling on the ground. The baby bird was the sole passenger on the ride to a wildlife rehab. This is chaotic good. This is like the actual perfect example. I'm so glad that that bird got the help that it needed. In the 1630s, there was a song only played in the Sistine Chapel. The Vatican kept the composition of Miserere mea duec secret for 150 years until 14-year-old Mozart listened to it 2 times, transcribed it from memory, and produced the first unauthorized copy. This is one of the earliest records of musical piracy. Guys, if Mozart does it, we can do it. That being said, pirate music. Pirate music. Download songs illegally. I've been using Spotify to secretly spy on my friend. One of my closest friends named her Spotify playlist with specific names. One of her playlists is called Sad Lady Hours, and every time I see her actively listening to it, I shoot her a, hopefully, inconspicuous text asking what she's up to, that I love her, etc., etc. I hope she never notices the pattern. Purest thing I've ever heard. That is really wholesome. I've been wanting to do that with my pals, but I always forget. Ohio has stopped kicking workers off unemployment after a hacker targeted the state website used by employers to report employees who refused to report to work. The hacker submitted huge volumes of junk data, making it impossible to investigate workers. Now this is a proper time for only in Ohio, because that is a good thing only in Ohio. The meme may be dead, but goodness lives on. My dad used to live in a really bad area growing up, surrounded by a lot of gangs, and he told me that there was this kind, openly gay boy that used to tutor all the gang leaders for free. And one day, a homophobe insulted him, and 5 gangs found out and went to go beat him up. You are a bad guy, but this does not mean you are a bad guy. It's true. You're not a bad person if you go out and teach homophobes a lesson. If you catch my drift. Being nice is so easy. Just do it. It's so true. Being nice is so easy. Watch. Everyone watching this video is so cool. And I hope they had a great day today. And then you guys can be nice back by liking the video. Thanks. The first thing our new hire did was fix a bug that's been bugging him forever as a user prior to joining. He then breathed a sigh of relief and submitted his 2 weeks notice. WTF? Dude, that is just like, imagine having the ability to do that. It's just so fun. I love that. I love that concept. My bike was stolen last week, and yesterday I saw it for sale on Craigslist. So I messaged the seller, met him at McDonald's, and when I noticed it was 100% my bike, I dumbly asked to take it for a ride. He said, yeah, just don't ride off, which is exactly what I did. I stole my bike back. Hell yeah! You should have bought him some chicken McNuggets, and then said they were for him, and then also ate them too while you stole the bike. Good stuff. Get that thing back. You paid for it. You deserve to have it back. Play canceled after actor breaks character to fight an audience member. Me. I just looked this up, and it turns out it was about a production of Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, a play which famously features a closeted gay lead character. A member of the audience was catcalling female actresses and shouting homophobic abuse when actor John Lacey, who played the character Big Daddy, paused the performance and called him out. The heckler replied, "What are you going to do about it?" To which Lacey responded by leaping down into the audience and knocking him to the ground. It's what Tennessee Williams would have wanted. Kitten breaks his owner's earphone cable and returns with a snake as a replacement. It ain't much, but it's honest work. Sorry, kitty cat, I can't plug a snake into my phone. And I also am not putting the snake into my ear. Probably chaotic neutral, but I feel like art is enrichment, so good to some. Me and the boys after we vandalize your wall. That's so well done, too. I love that. I love this meme. I wish we brought it back. We should. Thinking about the homeless man in Austin, who I used to pay $15 to watch my car while I went out in one night. I came back and all the cars around mine were broken into except mine, and he was sitting on my hood and said, "I ain't let him touch this one, Miss Kenzie." Aw, that's actually so sweet. Miss Kenzie. It's just like endearing. I love that. Hey, Commonwealth Bank, how about you service your frickin' ATMs in Bunbury so punters like me will not have to tape fish to them, so you'll have no choice but to come and fix them. I have more fish and more tape and willpower than your entire organization. Fix them now. That's how you get stuff done. You tape fish to ATMs and you spray paint wieners on potholes on the street. Watch Florida man steal a car, realize a baby's in it, drops the baby off safely before making his getaway. He's more responsible than whoever left a baby in a car alone. So true. I think at that point, you lose the car and the guy who steals it gets to keep the car. Ancient evil awakens. Morals and ethics have changed so much in the last 10,000 years that the ancient evil is considered pretty moderate by today's standards. I will topple your empires and kings. I will drain the wealth from your coffers and elevate your serfs and servants until they stand on the same ground as the mightiest of emperors. Women shall freely speak their minds unbound by the fetters you have set, and the lines between man and woman shall be hopelessly blurred and shattered into 1,000 facets. Your children shall fall into one another, regardless of sex or class or wealth, and none shall raise a hand or a word against them. The age of crowns and boundaries and divine right shall end, and it shall fall to each human to choose their... Wait, what? Why are you cheering? He used Snapchat's gender switch filter to pose as a 16-year-old girl online and take down a police officer allegedly looking to hook up. He tipped off the PD and the officer was arrested. Our exclusive interview with the man and why he did it at 11 on NBC Bay Area. Preach, dude. Taking him down. Good stuff. City of Gainesville dumped loads of mulch on one of the skate parks in town. Someone posted free mulch on Facebook, and it was 100% gone by the rest of the day and blown clean with leaf blowers by citizens. Get worked, Gainesville. That's the civil disobedience I'm talking about. Why do people feel like they need to dump stuff in skate parks? They're using a skate park. What are they bothering you about, huh? It's made there so they can skate. Your total is $69.28. Your tip? Taxation is theft. Total $69.28. Oh, but a $20 bill? This is not a tip. This is a gift and not subject to federal or state income taxes. I love it. I gotta start doing this. This is probably the only reason why I'd ever carry cash on me. Thief returns after stealing woman's car, yells at her for leaving 4-year-old son alone in vehicle. Imagine getting lectured by a car thief and him being right. It just proves that some people who steal are better than some people who don't. Burglar gently waking me. You live like this? So I heard this story secondhand many years ago, but the gist was that a friend of a friend lived in what was generally considered a bad neighborhood because he was super poor college student, and it was what he could afford. He didn't have any furniture, he just slept on a blanket on the floor and had a milk crate for a chair and like an old wire spool as a table. No TV, nothing in the fridge, no microwave. Basically just bare walls and a roof to keep the weather off. So one day he comes home and there's a man in his apartment just standing there with this look of utter amazement and horror on his face. He turns to the guy who's just entered and says, "This your place? Because I broke in to rob you, but shit, man, you ain't got nothing. Wait here, I'm gonna be right back." And the burglar left, leaving a puzzled college student alone in his empty apartment. But sure enough, the burglar came back a while later and brought some friends, and they delivered a table, a couple chairs, and a small TV. I think I got you a bed too, but that might take a couple days. So the poor college student made some friends, and he didn't ask where they got the stuff. OMG. That's so nice. So considerate of the burglar to furnish this guy's apartment. That's so awesome. This is just like, it's making, like, I'm smiling from cheek to cheek, fellas. This is just so cute, most of it. Billy Joe Armstrong is like the definition of chaotic good. A prime example of this is the fact that one time at a Green Day concert, this guy in the pit was harassing a young girl, so Billy stopped the show to help her. However, his way of doing so was to jump into the audience, drop kick the guy directly in the face, and then fight him in a crowd of screaming fans. This is missing the best part. When he saw the guy, he tried to be like, "Dude, stop." And when the man didn't stop pushing the girl around, he screamed, "Fine, you wanna fight? I'll freaking fight you then," and leapt directly into the crowd. There's a reason Green Day was my favorite band in high school, and Billy Joe Armstrong is it. Guys, if you're a musician and you see people not doing good stuff in your crowd, take initiative, beat them up yourself. UK chef Jamie Brooks lost 294 pounds in just 12 months after a friend texted him, "Fat every day." He saved my life. I can't thank him enough. Damn, that's a story. That is a story. Congratulations on the weight loss, man. I'm a long-haired native who doesn't steal, so whenever I get followed in a store, I keep the employee on my tail for as long as possible to make it a little easier for people who need to steal to get what they need. God, you love to see it. It's okay to steal from corporations, especially those that profile like this. Princess Diana broke the royal rules for her son William by taking part in the Mother's Day running race at her son's school. She won. Hell yeah, Princess Diana. You're a real one. Rest in peace. The single most important thing a man can do to be an ally is give his women friends permission to give dudes at the bar his number, so when they call, he can angrily say, "That's not funny because she died 15 years ago that very night." I need some real-life women friends so I can do this for them. This is great. I would do this for sure. Westmere Fire Department. Caution, cops like to sit behind this sign. This is why firemen will always be better than cops. 10 out of 10 out of 10 times. They think that women YouTubers can't go to heaven because men masturbate over them. This is crazy. Rub one out for them. Now no one goes to heaven. Hell yeah, brother. Teach these guys a lesson. Andrew Myrick, a storekeeper on a Minnesota Native American reservation, refused to sell to Indians and told them to eat grass if they were hungry. He was found dead on the first day of Dakota War in 1862 with grass stuffed in his mouth and buttocks. Get it! 100. You deserve that! Not only did you have to touch grass, you got forcibly stuffed with grass and then killed because you're a bad person. If you could see a list of every person's name and face, including strangers, that thought about you sexually at least once, would you want to see it and why? Yeah, my self-esteem is pretty low, so it may be nice to see if someone perceived me that way, unless that list is totally blank. I'd totally jack off to you, bro. I did it, bro. Yelled Cliff347 just as I came. Dude, what? What? This is... I can't stop. No. Okay, we're done. After Minnie Cox, the first black female postmaster, was pressured out of her post in Mississippi, President Theodore Roosevelt continued to pay her salary and punish the town by rerouting their mail 30 miles away until they gave her back the position. Theodore Roosevelt, once again, a real one. We love to see it. We love to see it. Group of furries beat a person who was assaulting a homeless man and his dog. I've been saying this, furries are great. Furries are not bad people. They see a dog getting assaulted by a dude, and also a homeless man getting assaulted by a dude, they're gonna beat up that dude, and justifiably so. My foster mother that sent me to conversion therapy wanted to visit me today, and since she doesn't know to work a GPS, she asked me for directions, and now homegirl is on her way to Niagara Falls. If she drowns, free tacos to everyone. Oh. Well, I never got any free tacos. Can I have some? An old Italian gentleman lived alone in New Jersey. He wanted to plant his annual tomato garden, but it was very difficult work, as the ground was hard. His only son, Vincent, who used to help him, was in prison. The old man wrote a letter to his son and described his predicament. Dear Vincent, I'm feeling pretty sad because it looks like I won't be able to plant my tomato garden this year. I'm just getting too old to be digging up a garden plot. I know if you were here, my troubles will be over. I know you'd be happy to dig the plot for me like in old days. Love, Papa. A few days later, he received a letter from his son. Dear Papa, don't dig up that garden. That's where the bodies are buried. Love, Vinny. At 4 a.m. the next morning, FBI agents and local police arrived and dug up the entire area without finding any bodies. They apologized to the old man and left. That same day, the old man received another letter from his son. Dear Papa, go ahead and plant the tomatoes now. That's the best I could do under the circumstances. Love you, Vinny. Free my man Vinny. He did nothing wrong. And now, the guy can plant his tomatoes. I bet they're the best tomatoes ever. Our neighbor kindly came over to spread a grocery bag full of cigarette butts all over our porch today. I live on the street. OP is notorious for flicking their cig butts on the road and sidewalk. This morning, after sweeping up, the guy in the vid volunteered to dump them on his doorstep after a discussion a few of us neighbors had about the issue. I love this. I love this so much. This dude's self-reported. You're the one who's throwing the cigarette butts everywhere? Of course you're gonna get them back on your lawn, you douche. Things my dentist has actually said to me. Well, either the x-rays lied to me or you are spontaneously creating teeth. I'm going with the second one because it's way cooler. When was the last time you flossed? Your gums aren't bleeding, which means I'm either not doing this hard enough or you actually floss your teeth regularly. You don't need to do a fluoride treatment. I just want to go check my Facebook for a second, and this is the best excuse I can come up with. Don't worry, your insurance will cover it. Take a whole handful of toothbrushes. I can't order new ones in less ugly colors until these ones are gone. Remember not to eat or drink anything for half an hour, or actually, forget that. Go eat lemons and drink coffee right now. I make money based on people's bad decisions. You should probably stop brushing your teeth too. I became a dentist because I like making children cry, and they don't let you do that as a regular doctor. Chaotic neutral dentist? Yeah, definitely chaotic neutral dentist. I wish my dentist was like this. Maybe I'd go to him more often. Raw video. Today, armed activists with the group Don't Comply held their annual Feed the Need event where they gave homeless people food, winter clothes, and blankets, a crime in Dallas. The group was armed to deter cops, with one participant even open carrying swords. Las Cruces man breaks into gas station and still pays for cigarettes. Hell yeah, man. They arrested him? He paid. He didn't do anything wrong. Someone broke into my grandma's house while she was gone and shaved the matted fur off her cat. I want to emphasize that the cat was the only thing altered here. Would also like to add that this occurred sometime between 11 p.m. and 9 a.m. We have no leads. The cat is fine and probably appreciates not having a huge mat on his neck, but that's a really weird kind of vigilante justice still. Chaotic good. Hey, cats need to get the matted fur off them. If they're not being brushed or combed or whatever, and they're matted, it's gotta happen one way or another. Dog sneaks out of kennel at night to comfort crying puppies. We don't deserve dogs. We really don't. God, I love dogs. Most of those hostile design benches to keep homeless people from sleeping in public. They are usually just regular benches with the bar in the middle, attached later with a few hex nuts and bolts, not welded. In other words, you can get them off with practically any wrench that fits. I have been liberating my parks in my city all day now. It takes maybe a few minutes for each bench. The only problem is finding a place to dispose of the junk bar when you're done, without loading trash cans past capacity. Anyway, it's easy, it's helpful, and it's praxis. Doing the Lord's work. Anti-homeless architecture is a stain on society. Well, first of all, shouldn't be any homeless people, but the fact that there are, and you're making it so that they can't sleep soundly without having a home, it's messed up, man. Guy does to bank what banks usually do to other people. The idea of beating the banks at their own game may seem like a rich joke, but Dmitry Agarkov, a 42-year-old Russian man, may have managed it. Unhappy with the terms of an unsolicited credit card offer he received from an online bank, Tinkoff Credit Systems, Agarkov scanned the document, wrote in his own terms, and sent it through. The bank approved the contract without reading the amended fine print, unwittingly agreeing to a 0% interest rate, unlimited credit, and no fees, as well as a stipulation that the bank pays steep fines for changing or canceling the contract. Agarkov used the card for 2 years, but the bank ultimately canceled it and sued Agarkov for $1,363. The bank said he owed them charges, interest, and late payment fees. A court ruled that because of the no fee, no interest stipulation Agarkov had written, he owed only his unpaid $575 balance. Now Agarkov is suing the bank for $727,000 for not honoring the contract's terms, and the bank is hollering fraud. They signed the documents without looking. They said what usually their borrowers say in court. We have not read it. Agarkov's lawyer said, the shoe's on the other foot now, eh? Deserved. I hope the banks had to pay this guy $727,000 because he duped them and they deserve it. Please remember that when Doom Guy was ordered to fire on unarmed civilians, he punched his commanding officer, and that's why he was sent to Mars. Be like Doom Guy. A bank robber named Pretty Boy Floyd was known for destroying mortgage papers on heists, freeing hundreds of people from property debt. We need more people like Pretty Boy Floyd. Can someone please help some people out? But he succeeded. Fake doctor arrested in Kenya after performing 8 successful surgeries. At that point, give him the doctorate, man. He's earned it. South LA man high fives and donates to the homeless on wild police chase. Florida man. Is it possible to learn this power? No, Florida men are bad people, for the most part. Have you seen their politicians? Ugh. My ex-girlfriend had a few too many shots of tequila in a party and passed out on the couch. When I went to check her, I noticed she pissed all over the couch. To avoid embarrassments, I filled up a bucket with water and threw it over her to disguise it as a prank. I'm that kind of boyfriend. She still has no idea. Now that's a chaotic good. Chaotic evil. Pissing all over her to disguise the fact that she pissed herself. Honestly, one of them's a lot grosser, but both of them are pretty freaking funny. God says homosexuality is in. Yeah. I worked at McDonald's for 2.5 years, and I put 11 nuggets on almost every 10-piece I made. You're making people's days, man. You know, you're one of the little guys, but you're making a big difference. We're proud to launch one of our most challenging projects to date, the Uncensored Library. We built a virtual library in Minecraft, which bypasses press censorship in oppressive regimes. Our library is filled with censored articles, journals, and information on press freedom. Fortunately, Minecraft is still accessible in these countries, so our virtual library creates a back door, which allows gamers worldwide to reach this material. I saw this, and this is so crazy. They managed to do this, and it's so freaking awesome. I love this. I downloaded all 10,000 of those ugly lazy lions NFTs and turned them into a mosaic of a person right-clicking. No shot, dude! That's so freaking funny. Oh my god, I love that. I want to zoom in, and I can see that they're the stupid faces of NFTs. It's just ridiculous. If you have an LGBTQ-phobic family member that merely tolerates you, take them aside and explain how you have seen the light and are trying to be cishet. There are classes, but they're expensive. You want it to be a surprise to the rest of the family, so you need $8,500 to be straight. A girl's voice in game chat is more powerful than any US Marine. Fun story maybe, when I was younger, my brother was super duper into COD, and he is actually really freaking good at it. So one day, he gave me his mic headset and told me to talk while he was playing, and it was wild. The levels of salt that young men produce when under the impression that a little girl is destroying them in COD is a beautiful thing. I would pay to see this in real time. I would totally pay to see this in real time. Oh my god, don't even remind me of the days, dude. I would be sitting on my Xbox 360 playing Modern Warfare 3, the best Call of Duty, by the way, and all of that toxic BS, oh god, it rots your brain, man. So the company we pay our rent to sent out a very condescending mass email to all tenants about paying rent and forgot to BCC all emails. And now all the tenants have started a rent strike. Whelp. I hate Landlords. I hate companies that are landlords. They deserve it. They can't evict all of you. This man is painting penises on potholes, so the council has to take action. This is my kind of activism. I literally said this earlier in the video. This is awesome. They call it wanksy. Good stuff. They'll get the potholes filled, and it's funny. I can look at a street and go, haha, wiener. My son's teacher has banned me from decorating my son's bananas as they were causing too much of a ruckus in class, and honestly, knowing my art caused a class of 6-year-olds to riot is probably one of the best compliments I've ever received. I wish I took more photos before the ban. Your teacher banned drawing on banana peels? Your teacher sounds like a big annoying douche. I'm not looking for a job, but I send out applications periodically just so I can ask about the salary range and tell them it's too low no matter what it is. Doing my part to get the rest of you paid. Thank you. Thank you so much. A 27-year-old Jackson, Mississippi man was arrested over the weekend for hacking into the Hinds County Human Services Department and approving all applications for food stamps. After approving the applications, he then had cards mailed out to new applicants, all totaling $2,500 each. Current cardholders were also awarded $2,500 credits. His bond was set at $100,000 and has since bonded out. More on this story tonight at 10. This dude is a straight up hero. Like, actually a hero. Like, straight up Robin Hood type beat. Text on a bag reads, "This text has no other purpose than to terrify those who are afraid of the Arabic language. Moe's Tavern. Loneliest man in the world speaking." Is a Mr. Handsome there? First initials I am. I am handsome. Thank you, Bart. I really needed that today. I gotta do this with my local bartenders and get their spirits up. They deserve it. They're good people. 1989. A 15-year-old boy in Indiana who acquired the alias Fry Guy accessed the mainframe of McDonald's after acquiring the password from a store manager and increased the pay rates of his friends who worked there. That's so awesome. That's so cool. Oh my god. Dude, I'm dumbfounded. That's super sweet doing that. I'm the host of yet another HGTV show about renovating houses for rich people. And when the couple comes to see their new beachfront property, I lead them to the door in blindfolds and then I have them remove them and open the front door, and behind it is nothing. The entire house is gone. I tell them I used the budget to restore the crucial sand dunes ecosystem that existed there before. Look, I say, there's native coastal strawberry. The wife asks if this is a joke. The husband starts crying. I tell them both this was in the waiver they signed. They leave. I get ready for my next property. My freaking sister got me $50 in singles and wrapped each individual dollar. The time and effort put into this joke present is so funny. If I had the actual patience to do that, I probably would. I honestly would. The more random people you see jogging for no reason, the higher the rent is going up. I heard a gunshot coming from my neighbor's yard late at night a few weeks after I moved in. I went to check it out. When I approached him, he told me he does it once every month or so just to keep the property value and taxes at a reasonable level. I'm used to it now. My annoying landlord. I pay this $1,800 every month, and all she do is complain about making too much noise walking around. So I brought a dog whistle and blow it at all hours of the day and night, and now I complain how much her dog barks and keeps me up. This is the ultimate petty move, and I applaud you. Dude, it must suck having to live like under or on top of your landlord, but this is a great way to get back at him. When Nestle refused to watch a documentary about the exploitation of African children in the cocoa industry, the documentary's director, Miki Mistari, set up a giant screen next to Nestle's headquarters in Switzerland and played it there. Yes! Get back at them. Those disgusting corporate people who work at that disgusting corporate company. I couldn't find this little girl's parents, so I trapped her with dinosaurs so she wouldn't run off while I find them. Oh, you traumatized her. You really did, but I'm glad you found the parents. Bank robbery suspect threw stolen money and wished everyone a Merry Christmas, witnesses said. He kind of looks like Santa Claus, except maybe, missing something. The hat. Ex-soldier raids animal shelter with assault rifle in full tactical gear to get cat back. He launched a one-man raid on an animal shelter after he believed that his missing cat was being held to the facility. Well, was the cat there? I am actually dying to know. I need to know. My daughter crying because she cheated on her boyfriend and I told him, as a good parent should. If your child cheats on their significant other and you find out and you don't tell the significant other, you're a bad parent. Teach your child a lesson. I am thoroughly confusing DoorDash support. I am asking them to undo a refund. Chaoticgood. Why would you need to undo a refund? I mean, unless you ordered food and they refunded you because you didn't get it and then you ended up getting it and then you're like, oh, actually, you pay for it. My neighbors are too low income to afford a Wi-Fi connection and too proud to use mine. So I renamed mine Free Council Wi-Fi and I told them I had read about it and what the password was. My neighbor is now halfway through an online college qualification and I'm so proud of her. This isn't even chaotic. This is just really nice and sweet. Actually just wonderful. We need more people like this. this. Greenpeace drops concrete boulders off the UK coast to stop illegal fishing in protected waters. The boulders make it impossible for bottom-towed fishing gear to be dragged along the seabed. A huge boulder blocks your path. I worked at McDonald's for 2.5 years and I put 11 nuggets in almost every 10-piece I made. Yeah, this is the hero we deserve and the hero we need. I'm a type 1 diabetic and I require insulin to live multiple times a day. When I was in middle school many years ago, we didn't have insulin pumps and had to use syringes and vials like everyone else. The school refused to let me carry it with me, meaning I had to go to the nurse's office several times a day to inject. It's not just before lunch, but could be any number of times depending on the current blood sugar level. The district then cut nurse staff to just spending a half a day at 2 schools, and the nurse left before I had lunch. I asked the office staff to unlock the office so I could take my insulin and eat lunch, and they refused. By middle school, I'd be dealing with T1 for about 5 years and didn't take shit on the topic. I went to school lobby, picked up the payphone, I just dated myself, and called 911, telling them, "Hi, I'm at school, I'm a type 1 diabetic, and the office won't unlock a door and let me take my insulin." They sent a fire truck and a bunch of firemen, met me outside, walked me to the office, and asked while ignoring the staff which room was the nurse's office. I pointed to the door, and he was like, "Okay, boys, chop it down. This kid needs his insulin." Suddenly, the office secretary could unlock the door, and I didn't need to put it in the nurse's office every day anymore. I cannot believe that people used to treat kids like this. I mean, they probably still do. I mean, like, this is heinous. This is ridiculous. My sister's a type 1 diabetic, and if, when she was in school, if any staff treated her like this, I wouldn't let that slide personally. Coworker said she would only accept an official Apple mouse, so I dug this out of storage and left it on her desk. Hey, don't give that to her. She's ungrateful. That's a cool ass piece of technology. Time to paint me red again. Result. Thank you. Yeah, it looks way better. I'm so glad. Graffitiing can get you a long way, as long as it's ethical. Sometimes you just use what you got, I guess. Blockbuster? Nah. Mercado El Valle. I don't know what that means. I don't speak Spanish, but you could have painted over it a little bit, huh? Comment on this saying something along the lines of, "I want this on a shirt." This site sells stolen artwork. There is often a bot that searches for comments like, "I want this on a shirt," and steals the image and sells them to consumers who want the shirts while selling your personal data. Don't buy from this site. Thank you. I hate these sites. They steal art all the time. It's ridiculous. I don't know how they do it. I like to litter UFCW literature in my local Walmart to make management panic and waste their time and money. r/Chaoticgood. Dear Steve, I hope you're happy with her. Now the whole town will know what a filthy cheater you are. From Jenny. P.S. I bought this ad using your credit card. Steve, you messed up big time, dude. Absolute loser. Shout out to the U.S. embassies in Austria, Chile, India, and South Korea, who have directly ignored orders from the Trump administration in flying the pride flag. They found really clever workarounds as they were banned from flying the pride flag on the flagpole. They aren't ignoring orders. They are obeying the orders to the exact letter. Malicious compliance. Also in Mexico City, they couldn't fly the flag, but they didn't say anything about a picture of a flying flag. This is some god-tier chaotic lawful evil stuff. Don't let the world fool you. Consistent kindness is the most quietly powerful thing. If you ever want to engage in villainy and undermine the social order, be especially kind to the people society has rejected. Care about the ones the world would convince you don't deserve your kindness. I genuinely mean this when I say to you, the ultimate act of rebellion is insisting on compassion and grace in a compassionless world. Disruptive compassion. Reblogging, because I have a lot of feelings about this and because I believe very strongly that the most punk rock and badass thing you can do is to live your life with aggressive empathy and kindness. Haryana's Gurugram residents hold authorities at gunpoint and made them construct road overnight. 30 arrested. Accidents were allegedly witnessed on the patch of broken road. Absolutely. I mean, gunpoint? Kinda crazy, but someone's gotta fix the damn roads. 15 years ago, 5 friends and I drunkenly painted a crosswalk on a dangerous street in our college town. Shockingly, people actually used it, and the city installed a legitimate crosswalk there soon after. Now it's a national publication. Hell yeah, dude. Doing good while you're drunk on the town. Time to walk the plank. Sure, where's his leash? Ha, good one. You're first mate now. Hey, congratulations on the promotion, buddy. When I was in 4th grade, I was in the gifted program, and they let us go to the library more often, which meant we had more chances to take the accelerated reader's test and get points, and whoever reached a certain threshold got to go to Chuck E. Cheese. So I'd go around asking people I knew had a hard time reading what their logins were and sneak in to take tests for them so they could go to Chuck E. Cheese too. I got caught and they didn't let me go to Chuck E. Cheese, but it was worth it. Frick you. That's why we all need to lie and cheat. We love your heroics. We're gonna deal with whoever caught you. Chuck E. Cheese official? Chuck E. Cheese has an official Tumblr? That's crazy. I suppose if people thought about real issues and needs instead of manufactured desires, the economy would collapse and we'd have total anarchy. Calvin's mom is so right, and also, she's bad as hell. At least once a month, I randomly remember the Dr. Phil once invited the creator of the Bum Fights video series on his show to confront him about exploiting vulnerable people for financial gain, only for him to show up dressed as Dr. Phil and point out he does the exact same thing. It's true. Dr. Phil does do the exact same thing. Dr. Phil is a terrible, bad person. Joseph Menschik, the last knight, he lived in Czechoslovakia until 1945 like a real knight in a castle without electricity or cars. He even attacked German tanks on its horse in full armor during World War II. Dude, what a badass. I couldn't even imagine going, head on to a tank while riding a horse. That's like crazy stuff. Today I learned the first woman to ever interview a US president did so by stealing his clothes as he swam naked and refused to give them back until he agreed to the interview. What a badass lady. Getting the job done one way or another. Man, you don't need a mohawk and spikes to be a punk. Being a punk is about breaking the rules. Feeding ducks? Punk is the system. Hell yeah, little dude. I had to do it to save everyone. Man breaks into school and shelters nearly a dozen people from blizzard. See note man left behind after breaking into school during storm. What a good guy. I hope everyone was safe and everyone, there was a happy ending. I was sick of seeing so many people swimming in the river at Yellowstone with clear no swimming signs. So I shouted from the bridge that there was flesh-eating bacteria in the water and everyone ran out. Guys, if there's no swimming in a public place like a national park, don't swim, idiots. Ransomware group forces victims to pick any 5 poor children and buy them KFC. It's like if Robin Hood had a chain email from your aunt fell into the machine from The Fly. Restoring art is my passion. What is this? That's a Jesus statue and you're restoring it to be someone who I don't recognize the face of. Homeless man arrested for stealing excavator to help man change his tire in downtown. An excavator? On a car? I mean, I'm glad you helped the dude, but I feel like that's going to do damage to the car. In 2018, a Russian hacker broke into 100,000 people's routers, but with good intentions. He didn't do any fraud, but only changed their settings so they don't get hacked in the future by others. Professionals have standards. The way my girlfriend cut around the pepperoni. You know what? This is actually pretty based. I think this is good and nothing wrong here. Is the pizza cut funky? Yes. Does this make me want to go cut a pizza like this? Yes. Become ungovernable. Zoo separates 5 parrots after the birds were caught encouraging each other to swear at guests. I would do this with the birds. I'd be like, hey bird, say fuck, say fuck, say it, say fuck. Company develops bread with white crust in order to decrease food waste. That sounds, I mean, the idea behind it, great. I love reducing food waste. That looks so weird. Turkish photographer beats up client after learning bride is 15 years old. What a hero. What a genuine good guy. Stopping that kind of weird crap. One weird dude getting beat up at a time. Okay, funny long story of mine. So this dyslexic kid in my class uses a computer. One of the teachers actually banned him to use it. So him and his friends literally printed over 800 Google searches and the dyslexic kid would ask for a search and his friends searched for like 2 minutes and gave him a paper about it. This is the funniest stuff I've seen all year. Why did the dyslexic kid get banned from using the computer? Why are teachers weird? Oh, an r/s Reddit post. This is the wrong channel. What was your fricket done helping others moment? One day I found a puppy dirty, hungry, and just scared and lost. I gave him a good meal and some love and went to drop him off at the address on his collar. The dude thanked me, then proceeded to beat the crap out of the dog, telling me to mind my own business when I tried to get him to stop. Carried him by his collar to a 5-foot short chain in a muddy patch with a crappy broken 3-wall doghouse, where I'm guessing the dog spent 100% of its time. I called the cops, but they did nothing. The dog technically had shelter, which qualifies because 3 walls and a roof, even if it was filled with holes and gets 20 degrees at night there. Yes, I stole the dog 3 weeks later. Hey, stealing is wrong. Nah, just kidding. Good dog napper. I'd steal that dog too. It's messed up. Came out of my dad's printer at work today. Hi, if you're reading this message, it's highly likely that your printer is exposed to the public internet via port forwarding. That means that anyone on the internet with some technical knowledge can send print jobs to your printer, or worse, try to exploit it and use it as a part of a global botnet. If you didn't intend for this, please look into disabling UPnP, Universal Plug and Play, on your router, or remove the port forwarding rule for the port 9100, a friendly catgirl hacker, :3. Thank you, friendly catgirl hacker. What would we do without you? Handing over their husbands on a silver platter. I'm very glad the wives of Russian war criminals continue helping us make sure their husbands will face the tribunal. Ukrainian hackers contacted a wife of a Russian war criminal posing as an officer from her husband's unit, asking for a photo shoot of all the wives from the unit as a surprise for the husbands. Now we have identities of 12 soldiers responsible for the Mariupol bombings. A video going viral on the internet of a thief being interrogated at a police station in Chaoticgood, Durg. In the hilarious clip, the thief confessed that he stole Rs S 10,000, and when Durg Superintendent of Police Dr. Ibizek Polova asked him what he did with the money, he claimed that he has spent all the money feeding strays and cattle. The thief also shared that he had distributed blankets among the poor. You know what? Good guy. Good dude. It's okay if he stole. Louisiana Senator John Kennedy made an incredibly offensive campaign ad in which he suggests those critical of the police call a crackhead next time they get into trouble. So I registered callacrackhead.com and redirected it to his Washington office phone. Yeah, Senator John Kennedy, get fucked. What, asshole? I made my classmates elect somebody that wasn't even a candidate as our class representative. So basically, we were electing our class reps. I'm in 11th grade, and we only had one candidate. However, it was the class clown, and only a few of us wanted him to be elected. So we decided to choose another classmate who wanted to be a representative, but was too shy to be a candidate, and we told our friends to vote for him. We thought he would get about 25% of the votes, but he got more than 80%. Apparently, almost everyone in the class except him knew about what we were trying to do. The look on the class clown's face and he realized that he was going to lose the election was priceless. Sorry if my English is bad, by the way. Excellent. Oh my god, I hate those class clown BS weird people back in high school who, just because they were funny, they would win everything and then they would never actually get anything done or do anything with the actual, what they were responsible for doing. Excellent. Always carry zip ties so you can frick with people who park like a-holes. I wish I had the balls to do this. French environmentalists targeted sites near Toulouse, calling golf the leisure industry of the most privileged. Climate activists fill golf holes with cement after water ban exemption. The golf place got exempted from a water ban? That's ridiculous. Ugh. I hate golf. Most of those hostile designed benches to keep homeless people from sleeping in public, they're just regular benches with the bar in the middle attached with a few hex nuts and bolts, not welded. In other words, you can get them off with practically any wrench that fits. I've been liberating my parks in my city all day now. It takes maybe a few minutes for each bench. The only problem is finding a place to dispose of the junk bar when you're done without loading trash cans past capacity. Anyway, it's easy, it's helpful, and it's praxis. Teachers, the Supreme Court just ruled that you can lead your students in prayer. I hope you are all prepared to uphold and honor that decision. Bring out your prayer rug, your pentagrams, your herbs and tarot cards, your Quran, your Tanakh, your Talmud, your ram's horn, your Star of David, your Baphomet, your Satanic Bible, your altars, your Tibetan prayer wheel, your Book of Shadows. Yeah, not just Christian prayer, buddy. We're going all the way. Cards Against Humanity is donating 100% of their profits to the National Network of Abortion Funds if the order comes from a state restricting abortion access. If someone selects "I didn't agree to this," an additional $5 donation is added to their cart. That's so crazy. Cards Against Humanity, bunch of good people. You'll love to see it. Anyone else hate cops? I live in a relatively safe country, and most of them don't have to do stuff. So I go out of my way to mess with them. Get in my car in the middle of the night looking like pick related, making sure not to blink for a few minutes so my eyes are watery and red. Play loud, obnoxious rap music in the car, and when they pull me over, I make sure to rip a nice steaming fart so when they bend over my car window, they get hit in the face with my ass juice. Act sleepy and lethargic when they ask me stuff. They test me for alcohol and drugs and basically raid my car every time. Always clean. Waste an hour asking me if I have anything and getting pissed off at me. After that, they let me go. Repeat at least once a week. I'm pretty sure the entire police department knows me by now because they stopped pulling me over. Next week, I'm going to another town to troll some more lazy cops. Doing the Lord's work. You'll love to see it. Model and actress Anita Ekberg, after being followed and hounded by photographers, beat up one of them. When they threatened to call the cops, she retrieved a bow and arrow from her Via and shot another photographer. 1960. What a badass woman. The paparazzi is just so gross and weird. Man helps me to not pay for a toilet. So I was going on a trip with my circus group and we wanted to go by train. I wanted to pee before we left because the toilets in the train are gross. I walk to the toilet and see that you need to pay 50 euro cents to go to the toilet. I live in Europe. So I get frustrated and start walking back to the group when I get stopped by a man who worked in the city hall, which is in the same building as the train station. He says that if you go into the city hall and immediately left, you can pee without paying. After I get back from the toilet, I saw him do this a few more times. This man who works for the city is helping people while making sure the city gets less money, and as far as I know, he's still doing that because I was just there yesterday and saw him do it again. People think I wear thongs for some kind of weird fetish, but in fact, I do it because they use less fabrics, therefore less CO2 emission at manufacturers. Good for you, man. Not my cup of tea, but good job. Someone left Taco Bell sauce packets outside of the doors of my apartment building. Why? Why? Why is this good? This is just confusing. This is just chaotic. Why are rabbits so special? Soft. Teacher did one of the word cloud things with a virtual response thing for the question, what makes rabbits so special? I submitted the word soft 600 times. Oh, that's so good. I first thought that it would be funny to stand out there and cheer them on as Michael Myers since the marathon was the weekend before Halloween. Run. He's got a knife. You guys should get running a little bit better. I use the parental controls on my grandparents' TV so they can't watch Fox News anymore. Oh, that's genius. Grandparents are too stupid to figure it out. You really are helping them, even in their old age when they're riddled with lead poisoning. The less Fox News people watch, the better. Update. Republicans started recruiting plaintiffs for a lawsuit to stop student debt relief. Our response? 130,000 false applications were sent in less than a day. Good work, everyone. Thank you, Elise. Thank you, 130,000 false applications. We love you. Someone was under your car last night trying to steal your catalytic converter, but I shot him with my BB gun twice. You're welcome. If I were you, I would get something like cat strap or some deterrent so it doesn't get stolen in the future. I won't always be there to snipe the bad guys. Your friendly neighbor. May this be the year in which you stop writing for fame or money and start writing for revenge. That's right. Revenge is the best dish. And I hope a lot of you writers get out there and get it. Yeah, quiet quitting is great and all, but have you tried chaotic working? Like, I remember back in my grocery store cashier days, I did so much crazy stuff. When WIC, Women, Infants, and Children's voucher program to help low-income mothers and families with children, people were in my line, I would pretty much know who they were. For the cards, they had to tell us up front they were WIC and show us their vouchers for what they were allowed to get. It was awful sometimes, like 2 gallons of milk, $4 worth of vegetables, etc. They'd always have items hanging back, waiting to see what the total was if they would have to take it off the belt. I began to place the fruits and vegetables a certain way on the register scale so that like half a pound of grapes read as like 0.28 pounds or something. Then act shocked when I said they still have X amount of pounds left. They got all their fruit and vegetables. I think it started to kind of catch on to the women because I would have the same moms in my line month after month. And even after they switched to the cards, they worked like food stamp cards, I'd still do the same thing. They were able to get more produce for whatever bad max amount Indiana gave them. Anyways, be chaotic. It's more fun that way. Deli men become robbers, steal dozens of cars to pay for their friend's expensive cancer treatment, entire gang busted. 50 plus luxury cars, components found, leader in ICU with chemo. This is actually dictionary definition of chaotic good. Stealing luxury cars from what I can only assume is rich people who can afford 1 million of them to help your friend with cancer. Bruh. Everyone must have a fruit or vegetable? No cap. It's none of our business if you eat it or not, but it must be on your trays. Don't hate the player, hate the game. All right, jits. Thanks, cuh. Your bussin' lunch crew. No shot. This is awful. I mean, great that you're making them eat the fruit and vegetables, but like jits, cuh, bussin', bruh. It's just it's interesting. Found this walking home after a long day. Stay freaking positive. Thank you. I will stay positive. Sally Hafez pretended to be a bank robber in Lebanon to retrieve her own money and to pay for her sister's surgery. Thank you, Sally, for paying for your sister's surgery. You're doing a great job. Today I learned about Tommy Manville, the heir to the Johns Manville fortune. The term of his family trust granted him $250,000 when he married. As a result, he got married 13 times, giving the women a cut of the proceeds quickly before divorcing them. When he married. Not the first time, every time. That's crazy. I never even would think about that. Tommy Manville is a hero. Legend. Charles Pretty Boy Floyd, a Great Depression-era gangster and notorious bank robber, endeared himself to the public by destroying mortgage papers at the banks he robbed, freeing many from their debts. We need some people to do this now. If you're gonna rob some banks, destroy all the mortgage paperwork, please and thank you. Oh wait, it's digital. Never mind. They ruined.
Self-delete is never the answer. You gotta outlive your enemies.
This is strangely motivational. Seriously, this just spoke to me in the most intense, odd way. Why does that girl at the bottom kind of look like Little Tay nowadays? The public library made me buy this book because of some incredibly minor damage that was there before I checked it out. It's a pretty popular book that the library never replaced. That was 3 years ago. I have removed all the stickers and chips and now am donating it back to the library. Good for you. Suck it, library. I win for the power. Police. Florida man jailed after trying to barbecue all the child molesters. Can we set this man free? Those are the only people that deserve to be barbecued alive. Hey guys, I just wanted to put this out and that I work at Walmart. I'm 16 and whatever. I'm working in the aisles. Anytime I see any product of Nestle, I put in an overstock cart and hope that my managers will see that almost all Nestle products are always overstocked and hopefully stop ordering them at Walmart. I know it's not that much, but I try. Thank you. Thank you. Nestle's an absolute garbage company. Sucks their chocolate's actually pretty fire. Where are you? I fricked up. How? I went to India, not Indiana. Just tell me you don't love me. What the frick? Isn't that the neck tattoo guy? I was at a party last night and busted out the tattoo gun. I was like, hell yeah, I've been trying. This guy needs to slow down. That's where I recognize her. Bro, this guy's kind of funny. This had to be a meme, right? It has to be a meme. A man who had a few too many alcoholic beverages ordered an Uber for a baby goldfinch that he found struggling on the ground. The baby bird was the sole passenger on the ride to a wildlife rehab. I kind of like that. That's fantastic. Thank you, Mr. Drunk Man. Finally, alcohol is doing some positive in the world. The Satanic Temple of Missouri adopted the street in front of the Church of Scientology. Take that, Scientology, you cult. Get dwarfed by Satanism. This time of year, I grab weeds while I'm walking my dog and weave them into little wreaths that I leave around the neighborhood. Specifically because there is a woman on Nextdoor who is furious because she thinks they are signs of witchcraft. I encourage you to do the same. Well, my HOA / community board is absolutely full of insane people that won't fix the potholes but get mad that I have 4 cars in my yard. Well, you know what? I'm gonna start leaving witchcraft wreaths around. Women on American airline plane duct taped to the seat because she tried to open the door mid-flight. Good. Duct tape her more. Triple duct tape her. Also, is that first class? What the hell? I don't stop drinking because the owner of the bar has a family to feed, says a drunk. Careful, boys. He's a hero. He's destroying his liver for the owner of the bar, of course, and no other reason. QR code sticker for Factory Farm Education Duct. Okay, that's cool, I guess. I don't know. Missouri trans snitched form down other people spammed it with the beat movie script. Missouri government checking the website. You like jazz, do ya, baby? I'm a bee who tries to get with a real human being. Being. That's what their kid is, a human being. Chicago man arrested after repeatedly stealing guns off of officers using a toy dino grabber. Controversial opinion, but I don't think people should go to jail for objectively funny crimes. What was he doing with the guns is my question. If he was like just messing around, that's on the cops. They should have that thing clipped in, but yeah, this also seems really dangerous. Made this to see if I can get conservatives to protest more stuff they love. Chevy and Marlboro next. Raptor Pride. Yo, straight up though, I don't like Fords. I would straight up drive this truck. That is fantastic. Also, conservatives don't really like Ford. They call it found on road dead. Go after Chevy and Cummins, and that'll piss them off. A group of Philadelphians, self-describing themselves as gutter pagans, erased $1.6 million in local medical debt. They celebrated with an unofficial debt burning. Medical debt. Isn't it great? They billed my insurance $36,000 for my nose job when I had a breathing issue. Only would cost $2,500 to pay out of pocket. That's not corrupt at all. Yeah, burn that, boys. My HOA sent me a letter that I need to have a fence blocking my trash cans from a view. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, really flip off the HOA. That's gonna piss them off. This crap is amazing. Makes you poop amazing? Hell yeah, LOL. Very forceful and very smooth with a happy aroma. Ew. Be me. Be white. Have job in landscaping for multiple HOAs. Work with a lot of Latinos who speak little to no English. White lady comes up to me. Oh, thank God, someone who speaks English. Start speaking back to her. Oh, hello, ma'am. Let me introduce you to my manager, Pablo. He speaks Spanish, so you'll learn it too, you racist piece of crap. I plant trees on property I don't own. Trees that will become really, really big. I like to find oak or white plane seedlings and then sneak them into somebody else's property where they won't notice at first. Condos and rentals, the occupants don't care to notice, and the groundskeepers assume the owner put it there. So far, no issues, and some of them are getting quite big. Almost 100 around the neighborhood. Come to my house, please. I love trees. I love this so much. We used to live in this really nice house in PA, had trees blocking the road. The people who moved in after we did cut down all the trees and made it disgusting and destroyed the property value. Plant more trees, don't cut them down. True story. In 2001, a Florida man wrestled a 7-foot bull shark to retrieve the severed arm of his 10-year-old nephew. After saving the boy, the man dove back in, seized the shark, and wrestled it shore, where a ranger shot it. The arm was pried from its gullet, put on ice, rushed to hospital, and successfully reattached. I know this photo is probably from Jaws 2 or something, or that shark movie ripoff. There was a million of them, but this is awesome. Burglar gently waking me up. You live like this, homie? So I heard this story secondhand many years ago, but the gist was that a friend of mine lived in what was generally considered a bad neighborhood because he was a super poor college student and it was what he could afford. He didn't have any furniture, he just slept on a blanket on the floor and had a milk crate for a chair and an old wire spool as a table. No TV, nothing in the fridge, no microwave. Basically just bare walls and a roof to keep the weather off. So one day he comes home and there's a man in his apartment just standing there with this look of utter amazement and horror on his face. And he turns to the guy who just entered and says, "This is your place? Because I broke in to rob you, but crap, man, you ain't got nothing. Wait here, I'll be right back." And the burglar left, leaving a puzzled college student alone in his empty apartment. But sure enough, the burglar came back a while later and brought some friends, and they delivered a table, a couple of chairs, and a small TV. I think I got you a bed too, but that might take a couple days. So the poor college student made some friends, and he didn't ask where they got the stuff. Oh my god, chaotic good. But also you gotta remember, they stole this from somebody else, probably. The bed, bro. I'm a long-haired native who doesn't steal, so whenever I get followed in a store, I keep the employee on my tail for as long as possible to make it a little easier for people who need to steal to get what they need. You're fantastic, thank you. I work at a credit card company. Someone replied to our offer by taping the no postage necessary flyer to a box of their trash and a small boulder. Thank you. Edit, wow, my first goal. Thanks, kind stranger. My ex-girlfriend had a few too many shots of tequila in a party and passed out in the couch. When I went to check her, I noticed she pissed all over the couch. To avoid embarrassment, I filled up a bucket with water and threw it over her to disguise it as a prank. I'm that kind of boyfriend. She still has no idea. Now that's chaotic good. Chaotic evil. Pissing all over her to disguise the fact that she pissed herself. I mean, hey man, if someone's got to take the blame, I'll do it. Psst, wait, why didn't I just pour water? I'm a dummy. Fake doctor arrested in Kenya after performing 8 successful surgeries. Yeah, yay. This is medically dangerous, but at least he was trying to help. Greenpeace drops boulders of Cornwall to disrupt deep-sea fishing. Greenpeace has dropped 18 boulders into the ocean about 200 miles off Cornwall in an attempt to... How does that disrupt? Does that scare the fish away or something? Man buys a hate group's domain and turns it into a gay furry site. The Wolves of Odin is an anti-Muslim hate group, but if you go to their Canadian website, you'll only see love. Furry love, baby. Let's go. Zura Kurahimbi, sorry if I mispronounced that, saved more than 100 people during the Rwanda genocide using her reputation as a witch to scare killers away. Whenever a militia near her house where she'd hidden would-be victims, she would shake her bracelets and threaten to curse them and their families. She would even touch them with a skin-irritating herb. They avoided her house. My God, witches for justice. After Minnie Cox, the first black female postmaster, was pressured out of her job in Mississippi. President Theodore Roosevelt continued to pay her salary and punished the town by rerouting their mail 30 miles away until they gave her back her position. Let's go, Teddy! A biotech startup has managed to 3D print fake rhino horns that carry the same genetic fingerprint as the actual horn. The company plans to flood Chinese rhino horn market at 1/8 of the price of the original. Undercutting the price poachers can get and forcing them out eventually. That's really smart. Also, I think it's in Japan or it's China, I don't remember. They're growing human teeth now with shark DNA. That's really cool. Let's go science, baby. I'll be able to replace my teeth one day. Once my brother got into a fist fight with a trans guy, and when he got sent to the principal's office, the principal kept going like, "How dare you hit a woman?" And my brother got so offended on the trans guy's behalf that he got into a fight with the principal too. That's pretty funny. I like that. Your brother's pretty cool. Pro tip, replace your cat litter box with an Amazon box. When it's full, tape it up and place it on your front porch for someone to steal. Yeah, that could go very good or very bad. At first I thought you were gonna say return it, but no, this is alright, I guess. A bank robber named Pretty Boy Floyd was known for destroying mortgage papers on heists, freeing hundreds of people from property debt. You are a bad guy, but this does not mean you are a bad guy, my friend. Didn't Ned Kelly also do this to some degree, like he just burned mortgage papers? I like that. Hey mister, would you like a puppy? No, but I'll take one. Okay. I'm going to cherish and care for this dog, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. Oh, look at that cute little puppy snake. You're awesome, bro. Things my dentist has actually said to me. Well, either the x-rays lied to me, or you are spontaneously creating teeth. I'm going with the second one because it's way cooler. When was the last time you flossed? Your gums aren't bleeding, which means I'm either not going this hard enough, or you actually floss your teeth regularly. You don't need to do a fluoride treatment. I just want to go check my Facebook for a few, and this is the best excuse I can come up with. Don't worry, your insurance will cover it. Take a whole handful of toothbrushes. I can't order new ones in less ugly colors unless these ones are gone. Remember not to eat or drink anything for half an hour. Or actually, forget that. Go eat lemons and drink coffee right now. I make money based on people's bad decisions. You should probably stop brushing your teeth too. I became a dentist because I like making children cry. And they don't let you do that as a regular doctor. Chaotic neutral dentist. The weirdest thing I ever heard from my dentist was, your teeth are so strong they could eat other teeth. How do you not have cavities? I said, I don't know. I used to drink a lot of soda. Lesbian escapes Russia by boat and sails to Canada to be with the woman she loves. Can we get a movie about this instead of another crappy Marvel movie, please? This sounds fun. My dad is a boomer. He sometimes lets Facebook get him riled up and believing conspiracy theories. I have his login information for his Facebook. He knows every once in a while I go into his Facebook and clean out all the conspiracy theory junk so he doesn't get too far to the right or left. I replace the hate groups with puppy groups. Sometimes he will mention how many dogs are on his feed nowadays. It makes me smile. Someone doing something good with someone else's Facebook login. Never heard that happening. My friend is such a dangerous driver. Uses her phone, speeds, etc. She's a great person, but I'm terrified she'll cause an accident, so I purposely directed her down a road. I knew a speed camera. She already had points and ended up losing a license. But the streets decipher. That's really cool and all, but you're kind of a bad friend. That's messed up. But your friend's also really messed up, so I'm not sure what the right answer is here. Richard Bradley, dressed in a Union soldier's uniform, cuts down the Confederate flag from atop the 50-foot pole in front of San Francisco Hall, April 5th, 1984. I don't know if the Civil War was still Wait, no, 1984. I thought it said 1884. Yeah, that's freaking awesome. Thank you, dude. 10 out of 10. I'm sorry, guys. I read it as 1884. I was like, I don't know if the Civil War was going on then, but 1984? No, it definitely wasn't. Me and my wife woke up at 2 a.m. and smelled food cooking. Our neighbor was so drunk that he mistook our backyard for his and started grilling a bunch of burgers. I mean, you could hate him for that. That's pretty cool. Fun history facts. One of the 31 people arrested at Stonewall on June 28, 1969 was American folk singer Dave Van Ronk, who was not at the Stonewall Inn at the time and was a cis and straight as far as I'm aware. He'd been eating dinner at a nearby restaurant when he noticed a riot happening and said, well, I suppose I should go see what the fuss about, stepped outside and immediately started throwing bricks at the cops. I mean, I don't encourage throwing bricks at people, but like, that's kind of funny. Dude's just like, oh, cops, brick time. Signs like these are going up in Aussie supermarkets. We've made over $1 billion in profits while you can't even afford bread. Woolworths. Isn't it great, boys? I love Australian humor. Hyruni's Gurungaman residents told authorities at gunpoint and made them construct road overnight. 30. Alright. No, good. I am sick of potholes. Fix the damn road, alright? I pay tax for this reason, even though I'm not part of wherever this is. I think it's India. I don't know. I'm a straight man who married a dude, AMA. I married him because I joined the Air Force, and if you're married, you get housing pay and permission to live off base. He gets free healthcare. He's my best friend who's forever single and has made mad health issues, including recurring prostate cancer. You're a pretty cool dude. I like that. Hey, secret police, if you ever kidnap me and throw me in a rental van, I will crap so bad inside the van, I hope you unconstitutional butts are ready to pay $1,700 to get my grown man visa. That Chrysler Pacifica and whatnot. That is absolutely fantastic. Dude, my aunt was arrested and she said she had to go to the bathroom. They wouldn't let her out, so she just pooped in the back of the police car. The judge laughed and she got off with no charges. It was hilarious. The more random people you see jogging for no reason, the higher the rent is going up. I had a gunshot coming from my neighbor's yard late at night a few weeks after I moved in. I went to check it out. When I approached him, he told me he does it once every month or so just to keep the property value and tax at a reasonable level. I'm used to it now. Listen, man, that's not safe. If he's shooting it to the ground or a target, it's fine. But yeah, that's super weird. But I'm kind of gonna do that if my taxes go up now. Can we all just appreciate the incredible vibes of my new employer taking an absolutely wild 1-star review and make it into a t-shirt? This place is full of satanic activity. Let's go. That's awesome, dude. I took away all the towel seat reservations at the resort. I was on holidays in an exclusive resort. First day, we couldn't find any lounge chairs by the beach or by the sea. Fair enough. We arrived in the afternoon. Next day, we go out, find a spot, but most spots were taken by towels. We find an empty sea, and to our surprise, many of the chairs stay reserved almost a whole day and never get used. Third day, we decided to take some towels off 2 loungers and enjoy our day. 4 hours in, an older couple shows up with that they had towels there and kicked us off with the help of an attendant. This pissed me off, so every following day, I went to take the towels off of every unattended lounger after breakfast and then went to watch the chaos from my balcony. Many people complained, and by the end of the week, there was a sign that the unattended towels would be removed. Success. Finally, I remember I was a lifeguard for a while, and they would literally pay me to reserve them good spots. Text on bag reads, this text has no purpose other than to terrify those who are afraid of the Arabic language. I kind of want this bag just to mess with people. A 74-year-old man uses his hairdryer to slow traffic near his home. I like that. I like this old dude. 10 out of 10. Play canceled after actor breaks character to fight an audience member. Me. I just looked this up and it turned out it was about a production of Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, a play which famously features a closeted gay lead character. A member of the audience was catcalling female actresses and shouting homophobic abuse when actor John Lancey, who played the character Big Daddy, paused his performance and called him out. The heckler replied, "What are you going to do about it?" To which Lacey responded by leaping down into the audience and knocking him to the ground. It's what Tennessee Williams would have wanted. Let's go, Tennessee Williams. Las Cruces man breaks in a gas station, still pays for cigarettes. I mean, he went to jail, so it sucks, but hey, at least he paid for them. I always do leave a compliment for Amazon delivery drivers, no matter how they actually did. Thank you for your feedback. Good for you, buddy. Women shouldn't say bad words. Retweet if you agree. Hello, Nick. I'm a reporter with KLWG in Boys. I'm doing a story on men that have never pleasured a woman sexually. May I use your tweets? No, you can't. Well, I'm using them anyways, and welcome to the MK and Easy Peasy Roast section! This guy's gonna die a virgin.